Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor. This is our weekly TV news, in which we talk about all the TV news that happened this week. Well, I shouldn't say all. I feel like that's just opening us up to, legal action when someone actually... people who went and saw The Neverending Story in the 80s, and were like, that's bullshit. It did end. I don't want people going through the news and saying, hey, you didn't talk about everything TV news-wise. I'm like, well, no, it's curated. It's a limited amount. But we talk about a bunch of TV news. And we don't normally do this because, very rarely do we have time to watch any extra TV. But I actually have an extra TV show to talk about at the end of this episode of news. I know.
Oh, I know what this is. Okay.
You do, I told you. But, so we're going to do that. So, sometimes we have some new trailers. Sometimes we have some new shows in development. Renewals, cancellations, all that kind of thing. That's what we talk about. And that's what we're going to do. So without further ado, we'll get diving right in. And we're dropping off right into a big date announcement. Netflix announced this week with a really creepy little teaser trailer. And I didn't send it to you to watch because it wasn't a trailer in the traditional sense. It was basically like a teaser, viral video thing.
Right.
But this is the Haunting of Hill House. Which is the same story that The Haunting was based on, the classic 60s movie, and then the shitty remake from the 90s. But this is a 10-episode season. We've spoken about this before quite a number of times on this news show. It's coming October 12th. Now, we've been saying October forever. Because
we even predicted it might be that week. Just a couple of weeks ago, I think on this very show, we said that feels like a potential slot for it.
Once we knew when Sabrina was hitting, we made the guess, because... typically, obviously this might falter as they have more content, but typically when it comes to things that appeal to us, it tends to be when something launches on Netflix, it's every other week. And we've never really had two back-to-back before. It's always been every other week.
No, clearly something in their data is showing 2 weeks is an average amount of time. For people, in this case, for people who are going to be fans potentially of The Haunting and Sabrina, I imagine there's a lot of audience overlap there.
Yeah, but both horror stories. Obviously, one's maybe, more teen.
Yeah, but I imagine there's significant overlap. And I think they know, okay, 2 weeks is the average amount of time. So that's what we give between them.
It makes some sense. Notable because that's the week you're away for.
It is. I go away on the Thursday.
And then this hits on the Friday. So instead of just not doing it for a week until Connor gets back, I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to do this one on my own. I'll do this as a solo thing and have the whole thing done in a week.
Yeah, it's a funny week, because that's also the week of Tim's wedding.
Yes. There's and they don't completely overlap, but there is an overlap where there's a really weird time where me and Connor will be crunching some stuff before he goes, because we have to, just make sure there's some stuff ready, and then obviously anything where he's needed for the week won't happen. So I'll do this show solo. There may be some sort of solo news that week, just so there's, I don't want it to be a vacuum for a week because Connor's not here. But that is what's going to happen. So that'll be an intimate October experience, as the Haunting of Hill House. So I'm looking forward to the show. It looks, I like Mike Flanagan, who directed it.
See, I'm looking forward to it, but I just know now that I'm not, I'm not watching this for review because I'm missing it. There's a good chance I'm not getting to that this October.
Fairly reasonable chance, yes.
Yeah, because I'll get back and we're like, okay, catch up mode.
Yeah, we'll have stuff to catch up on when you get back.
And am I going to have time to fit in a whole extra show?
Same day as Titans, by the way. Just want to point that out.
Yeah, I figured you were saving that for a later news story, but I guess it doesn't deserve one.
It actually has a later news story. I just kind of forgot that was this week as well, to be honest. So more on that later. Pretend you never heard that, folks. That's a news item coming up later. So Haunting of Hill House, October 12th, 10 episodes. Mike Flanagan, who did Hush, Oculus, Gerald's Game, is the director and creator. Creator's a weird word in this sense because it's based on something, but yeah.
Yeah. I like Hush quite a lot. I like Oculus 95% of it. But I mean, so it should be excited.
Yeah, that should be good. I'm looking forward to it.
I never saw Gerald's Game.
It's also a Netflix thing. It's a Netflix
It is.
movie.
I could watch it at any point. I just haven't because time.
Maybe you could get that done in October. Just one movie.
Yeah, that's an original. So that's That's a downloadable one, so I should be able to download that on my tablet and watch it while I'm on holiday.
Oh sure, yeah, download it. Yeah, go for it.
Or watch it on the plane.
Yes.
Maybe it's not a plane movie.
I've yet to make use of the download feature on Netflix.
Yeah, I
but
very rarely need it
yeah,
because if I'm watching Netflix, I'm probably at home.
yeah. So,
But
and the few times where I've been in a hotel or something, I've had Wi-Fi. I've not been.
yeah, and I'm sure that there is Wi-Fi at the hotel. I know there is. I just don't know how good it's
Do you
gonna
want to
be.
trust it? Yes, yes. Have
That,
some
that
backup.
yeah, I'm gonna get back up as much as I can fit on the tablet just to be safe.
That makes sense. So that's the Haunting of Hill House. Next up, we did get the sad news that Mr. Robot is coming to an end with its fourth season. Now, of course, Sam Esmail
Drink
himself
to the memory.
made this call, so I'm not worried creatively. Obviously, they know they're ending it, and that's all fine. And obviously, that's we always want that. We always want the creators to know that they're ending and give their series a conclusion at the right time. That's all good stuff, and I'm expecting this to be a fantastic final season. The disappointment here is that we originally expected a fifth season to be the last one, so we thought we had two more seasons left. So
Yeah, there was some talk after this came out that apparently he always knew it was going to be a 4 or 5 season plan.
okay, okay,
Um, and the idea was he could have he originally it was going to be 5. He'd spoken to USA and they'd kind of internally okayed 5, but he didn't have quite enough episodes. So instead, we're getting a slightly longer season 4. Apparently, originally it was going to be 8 episodes, and now we're going to get 12.
yeah, that's from a different source. The article I got when I was looking this up just said there was no known episode count for it.
Yeah, yeah. That bit, all that stuff at the end is none of that was official that I've just said there, but that's what the talk has been.
Right, okay. I mean, season 2 is 12 as well, so that's not even that exciting in terms of in terms of a number, but.
No, no, but I mean, if it is gone true that it's gone from 8 to 12, that does feel like okay, that's a significant extra chunk, right, of a season.
Sure, sure. I mean, if that's what he's got left of the story, then that's all I want. I don't want it to be stretched out.
Yeah.
But we thought we had two more seasons left. I thought I had a season 4 and then a season 5. So there's a slight disappointment there. So there's it's a bittersweet kind of, okay, I'm excited for the conclusion, but then there's no more Mr. Robot to look
And
forward to.
it's got one last chance to win all of the awards,
Yes.
which
at
it's
this
not going
point,
to do because the awards people are dicks.
yeah, I don't care if it wins awards. I mean,
But it should.
it's better than most of the ones winning the awards. It's fine. We know that. It's okay.
Yeah, it'll win our awards.
They did confirm it's
Probably.
going to launch in 2019, so no Mr. Robot this year. But given how late it was last year and how late we've went this year without hearing much about it, we kind of expected that.
Yeah, I think they're only just starting shooting around now.
So
It makes sense to me. Maybe he's just about finished the scripts, and that's why he's like, do you know what? I've only got one season here.
maybe, yeah. So Mr. Robot's coming next year, and we'll get to that. Speaking of things coming next year, we got a trailer, the first trailer for True Detective season 3, and it dated it roughly. It gave us a month, January 2019. So we're starting to get this is how late we're getting in the year, right? And admittedly, sure, there's 4 months left of the year. We're just at the start of September.
We're only 2/3 through. Calm down.
But it's close enough now that we're getting dates or loose dates for things for the start of the next year. So that's where we are.
Yeah, it's kind of terrifying.
So yeah, we got like it was just a short teaser trailer. What did you think of this trailer?
I mean, I thought it fine. It's hard to tell too much. I like that. Okay, they show me here. Okay, different timelines, different time periods, even.
Yeah, Mahershala. Did I say it right?
You did. I think that is the first time you've got it right on the first attempt.
Yes. Mahershala Ali. We knew he was playing a role that was spread out over a couple of decades. I think there's 3 decades in total. He's playing the role in at least 2 of them. I could see there being a younger actor for maybe like the teenage or.
Depends what decade it is, right?
Yeah. But you see him in the trailer with like the old grey hair, so we're definitely getting old man Ali in there. But yeah, so it's clearly a case that's weighed on him that he feels guilty about. That's the one thing I got from this trailer is that there's like there's some skeletons that he's left in a closet because he never solved, or maybe he looked the other way or something he feels guilty about.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to go on.
No, that's kind of, it sounds a bit generic, right? And I think this trailer is a little bit generic because it's a lot of quick cuts. It's only like a minute long. It's not given any chance to showcase any of the style or any of his acting, which is probably what's going to be the draw, if there is one.
Yes. After season 2, though, they're on an uphill battle.
They are. They are. I
Because
think
I'm not excited.
I'm not either. I think casting Mahershala Ali was a good start. That makes me go, okay. You've got a strong
Oh
lead
yeah,
in man.
yeah, he's a great actor. That's true. And they didn't cast two actors. They didn't cast like a buddy, like a pair,
Mm.
or three in the case of season 2, which at least feels different from the past couple seasons. But I am not excited yet. I don't know what it'll take to get me excited. I feel like it'll basically just come down to how is the first episode when it hits.
Yeah, I think a longer trailer that's a bit more methodical could get me excited. It gives me a little bit more, even just a few extra seconds in a scene, just to get a sense of the pace a little bit might help.
Maybe just I don't even know if that would do it for me. I think I'm not going to say never because it very well could,
Yeah.
but I think maybe like the reviews, if we get them early enough where they're saying where we actually get the opinions of people who have seen it, but until then I can't get excited for True Detective season 3 because True Detective season 2 was boring as shit.
Oh, I never got past the first episode,
Yeah, it was pretty dire.
and I love the first season. I think we both pretty much agree that it's great, right?
It's great. I do think it's a touch overrated, but it's great.
That's fair.
And I think it's a touch overrated because I do think the writing is because the writing's really bad in 2. I don't think it's that much worse in 2 than it was in 1. I think 1 had good actors and more importantly a really good director, and that's what made season 1 work. The actual plot, the case was pretty convoluted and hard to follow.
No,
for the most part.
it was, and but the direction makes it something that I definitely want to revisit.
Yeah. So yeah, that's coming January 2019. So we can map out because we know we're getting the Deuce very soon.
Yeah, that's only 8 episodes,
Next
though,
couple
right?
of weeks. So there'll be a HBO show after that, and then maybe 2 between the Deuce and True Detective.
Yeah, I'm just looking. The Deuce starts next week. So that's when does that bring us to by the
I'll
end
take
of
us
that?
up to the end of October, give or take, right? Maybe the start of November.
Yeah, end of October.
So there'll be one show in between them because they always have the one big Sunday night show.
They do, yeah. Maybe a week off between them sometimes.
Yeah.
Not always. Sometimes it's just we'll finish one week and straight into the next one.
So who knows what that one in between is? But yeah, there'll be one slot between them. Unless they just take some time off for Christmas, I guess. I mean, they may. I don't know.
That's too long for them to take off all of November and December. No.
I don't know. Anyway, so next up, DC's service, DC Universe has been dated. That's coming on Batman Day, which, if you didn't know, was September 15th. Not that you should know that, because it's not the same day every year. They just pick a day every year.
Yeah, let's be honest. You didn't know that, and that's fine.
Yeah. And then more importantly, perhaps, is that Titans, as I said earlier, is going to debut on October 12th, and it will be weekly. So
yes,
which I have been saying since the inception of this service. I have been saying it's always going to be weekly, and they'd be insane to do anything else. Not that I necessarily want points for this, but Connor fought me on it.
No, I agreed that was the most likely, but I was just saying until they say it's a possibility that it's not.
It was never a possibility. It was never. I was right. I was always right. Just accept it.
No, but yeah, I really hate this date. Not because it's the week I'm away. I'm actually not too bothered because it looks shite. Just that's the week that all the CW shows start coming back.
It is, yeah.
That is so we're gonna have within overlapping. We're gonna have Titans, Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Black Lightning, and Supergirl.
Yep.
I don't know how we're gonna fit all those in for midweek for TV multiverse.
With great difficulty. Is my answer to that. I will say this. With a bit of luck, maybe it won't always be 6 because the CW ones take breaks here or there.
Yeah, the breaks are pretty.
They're kind of
There's not many of them before Christmas though. Usually.
Normally, admittedly, but at least Titans will be done by Christmas.
How many episodes is Titans? Can you remember?
10, I think. No, 12. It's 12.
It's like 12. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 3 months. So that'll be done, by January.
Ugh, that long. That long of Titans.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So the plan, just if you're a fan of TV Multiverse, and there's no TV Multiverse this week, just in case you're a fan of that, we are really behind. We're recording this on Saturday. We usually record this on Friday. We had to scrap TV Multiverse this week. because we were so behind in everything. We were trying to catch up in things.
Yeah,
We've got
yeah.
other stuff that's way, way behind.
So
So
my
we're
fault. Too much overtime at work.
yeah, so we're running behind. So that just got the axe this week just to try and help us catch up a little bit. But the plan for that week when Connor goes. So we mentioned the plan for Haunting of Hill House. The plan for this, I'll keep you guys in the loop, is that so I think Flash and Black Lightning come back that week, and they're on like
Tuesday.
they're both on Tuesday. Yeah, the plan is to do a TV multiverse to record a shorter one on the Wednesday, which will just be those two shows, nothing else. Just so we can get it out before before we have to do two of each the following week, because Connor leaves on the Thursday, I believe, if I remember right.
Yes.
And then Titans launches on the Friday. Now the following week on TV multiverse, me and Connor will talk about that, like we always do. And that was probably just going to be it. But Matt is actually game for watching the first episode, so me and Matt will have an episode 1 standalone thing up soon after it launches.
Yeah, because Matt has a bit of a problem.
Yeah, Matt, despite the fact that he has no intention of watching the whole thing, he wants to at least see how bad the first episode is. So he's up for doing a review of the first one. So that I don't want to say the Friday because it depends on Matt's schedule, but sometime that weekend there'll be a Titans episode 1 standalone thing. With a bit of luck. So
and then I still have to experience it myself.
You still have to watch it. You have to watch it and then a day or two later watch the second one, which is
that hurts my soul.
Oh no, I mean that's not entirely true because the second one you don't have to do until we're recording the following multiverse. So it's actually you can actually wait almost a full week.
Oh, thank God. I was genuinely terrified at the thought of watching two of those back to back. I haven't even seen them yet, and I'm scared.
Yes, and why are we saying this? Because the trailer looks terrible. They released new posters this week, some new key art with the four main characters, and they look even worse than the trailer. It is amazingly bad. The Raven one especially looks like a really badly photoshopped mid-2000s direct-to-video horror sequel. That's what it looks like.
Because I love Raven, and I love Starfire, and Starfire with that coat looks like a street hooker.
Beast Boy,
it's the fur coat.
Beast Boy looks like a guy who's dyed his hair green. Like that's all he looks like.
Do you know what? I still can't tell if he's meant to be green or if it's just green lighting.
In that image, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because they all have this horrible greeny tint.
Yeah, they all have this
images.
tint. So I don't think if he is, that it's subtle because the lighting's there for everyone.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh god, it looks bad. Speaking of DC shows though, so we had some interesting casting last week for Doom Patrol. We had Brendan Fraser as Robot Man. This week we have Alan Tudyk from Firefly, from Joss Whedon, who also did the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I'm going to start drinking every time you pull this shit.
Sure, that's fine. So he's going to play Mr. Nobody, one of the villains of this. Maybe the villain of the season, but probably if you're casting Alan Tudyk, you're probably making him the main villain. So here's the backstory of the character. After exposure to an unknown experiments by ex-Nazi in post-war Paraguay, the man formerly known as Eric Morden emerges a living shadow, able to drain the sanity of others as the enigmatic and totally insane Mr. Nobody. So it's a cool enough character, and I like Alan Tudyk a lot. So I mean, it's hard to be excited for Doom Patrol because it's connected to Titans, and Titans look so terrible. But at the very least, so far the casting has been very interesting.
It has, and there was some set pictures this week that looked promising.
Yeah, it looked much better than the Titans set photos.
Yeah, because we were always, they were just set photos, right? We were optimistic in spite.
Yeah. Practical Robot Man suit, which I think we knew that when we talked about the casting last week, but it's nice to see. It's like, it's actually like a proper suit.
Looks pretty good. Looks pretty accurate.
Yeah, from what we can see, it looks not bad. Yeah.
Of course, this says nothing for the tone of the show, but hey, we gotta go on something.
Yeah. Here's home. Some casting news next. So this article says former Teen Wolf star Tyler Hoechlin, Superman Tyler Hoechlin, Shameless star Justin Chatwin, Samuel Anderson from Loaded, and Elizabeth Faith Ludlow from The Walking Dead have all been cast in Another Life. This is the Katie Sackhoff sci-fi series coming from Netflix. Sells on an astronaut, Nico Breckenridge, who's focused on searching for alien intelligence. She leads a crew on a mission to explore the genesis of an alien artifact. As Nico and her young crew investigate, they face unimaginable danger in what might be a one-way mission. But then we have a little blurbs for each character. So you remember this? I think we spoke about this last week, because Selma Blair was cast in this last week.
Yeah, it was recent.
Yeah. So Horchland plays Yerxa. That's Yerxa. Yerxa. The former commander of the Sylvair, a space exploration ship, who loses the post to Nico. So he used to be the boss. So he's going to be a dick in this. I can feel it already.
Like a nice change.
Chatwin plays Eric Wallace, part of the United States Interstellar Command, dedicated to finding intelligent life out in the universe, and husband of Commander Nico. Oh, so that's Sackhoff's husband in this. Anderson is William, a holographic interface of a sentient AI, neither futuristic tin man nor robot who pines to be human. William is a new form of life with knowledge of all humanity at his disposal. So we got an AI hologram on the ship.
Sounds about right.
And then Ludlow will play Cass Isakovich, Nico's second in command and staunchest ally, filled with courage and moral conviction. So we're building that up.
These are all sounding very Russian, Eastern European.
They kind of are, aren't they? That's an interesting twist on it.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Well, Nico doesn't know. Nico sounds more... Well, I guess it is, actually.
That's kind of Russian.
Yeah, it is. The way it's spelled, though, it's Niko. That looks more like Japanese to me.
No, K. That's definitely
really?
Eastern European, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I met the rest of them do. Like Yerxa and Isakovich. I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty Eastern European.
Yeah, Eastern Europe is full of itches.
Yes. So obviously it's a sci-fi show from Netflix, 10 episodes. I'm looking forward to that. Admittedly, the creator's previous credits, which I don't have in front of me, but I read them when I was looking at the article earlier, and it wasn't exactly the most promising. Like, I think Slasher was one, the Netflix Slasher show.
Have you got the creator's name?
Not on me, no.
Oh.
But the I'd heard Slasher was really bad from people who have seen it. I've not seen it, but I heard it was bad.
I mean, strange you haven't with a title like that.
You think I'd watched that. I think it's because I didn't hear about it until it had already been out for a while, and then I just never went back and watched it. But yeah, so hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. It's definitely up our alley in terms of theme and
yeah. I'm looking what the creator was in. Yeah, they did write Slasher. They've also done some writing on Killjoys. Yeah, not a lot else that I really recognise.
Just some writing though, not created and run those shows though.
No.
Okay, so
no, he was a creator for Slasher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll see. Here's hope. This is maybe their chance to flourish and hit the big leagues, make a name for themselves.
Yeah, maybe it's someone else can just pull it up.
So next up, Hulu has handed out a 2-season order to an animated comedy series from Justin Roiland, who's the co-creator of Rick and Morty. And writer from Rick and Morty, Mike McMahon, also is on board. I got confused. I was wondering if I'd made a mistake there, and he wasn't actually on Rick and Morty, but they're both on Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Right, they're both on Rick and Morty. The series is titled Solar Opposites. Good title. Good title.
I agree.
It centers on a family of aliens from a better world who must take refuge in Middle America. They disagree on whether this is awful or awesome. Hulu has ordered 2 8-episode seasons. The first is going to come in 2020. That feels like a long way away for an 8-episode animated series, but
too busy on Rick and Morty.
Probably, yeah. Well, they did, but didn't Adult Swim order like 100 episodes or something?
Something stupid like that, yeah.
Which, given that the previous 3 seasons were all about 10-ish or something like that, that's but in the extreme side. I mean, I have no idea what to think. I think it's got a cool title, so
yeah.
I'll give it that.
I'm not such a big fan of Rick and Morty, so it doesn't get me really excited.
I like Rick and Morty. I've not seen season 3 yet, but I liked season 1 and 2. So
the premise itself actually sounds like a very typical sitcom.
They just happen to be. I mean, I guess it's kind of Third Rock from the Sun in a lot of ways, just animated.
Yeah, yeah. So it is just going to come down to the comedy here, which I'm not personally optimistic for, given my tastes and their previous credits, but that doesn't necessarily indicate the quality.
Hmm. So hey, next up, YouTube has given a pilot order to It's a Man's World, which is a working title, they mention. A young, provocative half-hour comedy taking on gender inequality in the gaming industry. Oh boy, well you better, you better. Oh, you've got a lot to write about.
That is a brave move, YouTube.
That is a big topic to discuss because Jesus Christ, gamers are, and this is obviously not all gamers, but there's a very toxic, there's a very toxic portion of the gaming community that are straight up pricks about this sort of stuff. It is written by Smash creator Teresa Rebeck and produced by Christina Wayne's Assembly Entertainment. In association with ITV Studios America. They mentioned them last week as well.
That was funny because I said I'd never heard of them, and then here they are twice in a row.
Two in a row. It centers on Emma, a successful video game design executive and sole breadwinner for her family, who is used to dodging the landmines that come with being a woman in a male-dominated field. When she gets fired without explanation and finds that she is being blacklisted by everyone in the industry, Emma decides to dress as a man to get a new job and to continue supporting her family. As strange and politically incorrect as Emma's new lifestyle may be, she begins to enjoy the newfound ease of access and power that comes with being a man. So here's the thing. That's a lot more wacky and slapstick sounding than I think I thought when I first read.
Yeah.
Tackles, inequality and, gender inequality in the games industry. And then two, there was a show about, I want to say about 5 years ago. I want to say it was CBS. Could have been ABC. It was called Work It or Working It. And it was the opposite of this. It was two men who couldn't get work. And for some reason, the plot of this show was that women have an easier time getting jobs than men do. So they dressed as women to get a job, which worked immediately. And they both get a job at the same place. And it's two guys in drag. And of course, it's all the obvious jokes of the straight men thinking they're attractive and blah, 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 right? And I never saw it. I just remember that IGN gave it a 0 out of 10, the pilot, and it was pulled from the network within 2 or 3 episodes, something like that. Right? It was absolute garbage. People tore it to shreds, quite rightly.
I've not even seen this. I've not seen anything, but I imagine it's atrocious.
Yes, it sounds atrocious, poor taste, everything you'd think. Now, flipping it has a bit more credibility, but it still feels very silly.
I feel, at first impression, my gut reaction is I feel like taking such a slapstick approach is really undermining the severity of the topic.
The actual point, yeah, no, I agree with that. I think it has more of an effect, at least because there's more truth to the fact that, given the inequality, that there's a reason why to do it this way around, right, and make some satirical points. However, ultimately, it still feels like a very silly, way to go about it. It's still a very, I don't think you can watch this and then completely buy, how good is this disguise, this makeup going to be, where you're going to be like, nah, this is, I can take this seriously.
Yeah.
I can take this seriously. This is a serious, biting social satire. I don't think it's going to pull that off. I'm kind of expecting this to be terrible. And it's a shame, because when I read the first part, and it said what it was going to tackle, I thought, oh, this is interesting. This could be this could almost be like the Dear White People of the games industry.
It could be, in theory, yeah.
And then
I don't think it will be.
But she disguises herself as a man to get a job.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling positive about that concept.
Me either.
Not feeling positive. It's not as bad as Work It, or Working It, whatever it was called. But it's not... It doesn't sound like I'm going to be able to take it seriously.
Yeah, it might surprise us, maybe, but gut reaction is okay. Maybe you should rethink this and do it with a bit more gravitas.
Yes, that'd be my guess. But then again, maybe they've got some wacky formula that's going to make this work.
They might well, yeah.
I don't know. Next up, Charter, who was getting into the TV game. I mean, well, they're in the TV game in the sense that they broadcast things, but in terms of original content. Because now they have acquired the dark comedy series E is for Edie. The series begins with a single woman becomes the sole caregiver to her disabled sister. It is inspired by events in the life of series creator Jeannie Bergen, who will also executive produce the series. So I think what's interesting there is telling me that's a dark comedy before you tell me that what sounds like a very serious drama.
Yeah.
Tell me it's a dark comedy. Oh, okay, all right.
It refocuses the tone, doesn't it?
It does. It completely changes what I'm expecting from that, because normally I read that just one sentence premise and I'm like, okay, it's going to be a really serious drama. It's going to be kind of sad. It's going to be about the struggles of not only being disabled but also people around the disabled person and how that affects them and blah blah blah. Instead, I'm like, okay, it'll still tackle all those subjects, but it's probably going to try and do it with some
But
cutting
more
humor.
tongue in cheek.
Yeah, like the fundamentals of caring, or like even selfless to an extent. The ABC show
Speechless.
Speechless. That's what it was. What did I say? Selfless.
Yeah.
Speechless. But yeah, so yeah, could be good.
Could be good, yeah.
I wouldn't describe either of those as a dark comedy though. The fact that it's a dark comedy is especially interesting.
Yeah, those are more satirical.
Yes. Dark comedy almost implies to me it could almost be like a It's Always Sunny if they were looking after a disabled person.
Yeah. Which, speaking of It's Always Sunny, the new season starts this week, and I'm pretty excited.
Mm.
They only announced the day for that like 2 weeks ago.
I almost started watching, going back to that, because I'm on like season 6 just now, this week. But I decided to go with something new instead. The new thing's not that long though. I'll be caught up with that by like mid this week. So it's fine.
Well, look, from what I've seen of the new thing, it's pretty good, but it's not always sunny.
Yeah. Well, I'll get to it. Needless to say though, I'm not going to be ready for the new season. All right, like I'm pretty sure even if I just stopped recording, went and started watching right now, and just watched non-stop without sleeping, I probably still couldn't fit them all in.
Are you going from the start or from season 6?
Season 6, something like episode 5 or 6 of season 6, somewhere in that range.
Maybe just about.
Okay, not going to do it, but
no, but it's theoretically, possible.
So, moving on. Ben Kingsley is set to star in a drama series, be given the green light at Epix. It's called Our Lady LTD. Also notable is later in the week, Jimmy Simpson was also added to the cast as the co-lead opposite Ben Kingsley. So these were two separate stories, but obviously they come together. The series titled Our Lady LTD is described as a modern noir, a drama that follows James, a young grifter, as he attempts to prey upon Pastor Byron Brown, played by Kingsley, who turns out to be far more dangerous than he suspects. Evix has ordered a 10-episode first season. It's expected in 2019. So,
I like everything that says. Have I seen any TV from Epix?
I'm going to go out on a limb and just say no.
Yeah, probably not. So I don't know what to expect in terms of quality, budget, etc.
We got a character description for Simpsons as well. So he's James. Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one who tries to prey upon the pastor, but it turns out the pastor's a bit bigger fish than he was expecting.
Bit of a badass. So James, a disgraced firefighter, seizes a chance, illicit opportunity to reverse his life's worsening course. When his plan veers dangerously off track, James must call on strength and fortitude he did not know he possessed in order to survive it all. So it sounds like this pastor's going to really make his life hell when this all blows up in his face. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Here's my question though: is this going to be Uwe Boll levels of Ben Kingsley just sitting in a chair for the whole show?
I'm gonna have a real hard time believing he's a badass if he is.
Is he just delegating to his to his henchmen?
I don't think I've ever seen him phone in a performance more.
I think phoning it in's a little bit too generous for that. Phoning it in still usually revolves standing here or there, doing a little bit of walking.
He stood once.
Once. We're referring to his role in Blood Rage just because everyone's not confused as what we're talking about. Bruce Willis phones things in most of these times. That was less than what Bruce Willis does in these movies.
Yeah, significantly less.
Speaking of, because obviously we said earlier we cancelled TV Multiverse this week. There's a chance that either trailers or movie news will get cancelled this week. And I originally said, trailers, we'll just roll the interesting ones into next week. That said, I saw a Bruce Willis trailer this week that is so freaking bad. We need to do a trailer talk this week. So
I saw the thumbnail. Oh, okay. I guess there is some trailers this week.
Just you wait.
Oh, I'm tired. I don't want to watch things.
Just you wait. Anyway, so that's Our Lady LTD. So it's a modern noir with a badass pastor and Jimmy Simpson. To be fair, I like most of what that says.
That's the thing. I
Yeah.
like every word there. I just don't know what to expect from epics.
Hey, if they're on the rise, I mean,
Yeah, no, like that's not a critique. It's not
yeah.
me saying, "Oh, it's going to be shit" because it's epics. I don't know, and that unknown is what has me concerned.
I think they did. Did they do like Berlin Station? I think people like that. I think that was Epics. I could
Don't
be
know.
wrong. I could be wrong. People in the comments. Let us know if you've seen that stuff from Epics and what the quality was like.
Berlin Station was them, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know people like that. Eagle-eyed viewers of the video version might notice something's just changed.
Relatively dramatically.
Yes, yes, we're both wearing different clothes. Now, there's a small chance that we said, you know what, Joe, it'd be funny. What if we stopped recording right now, went away and got changed and came back? That'd be really funny, right? No, what happened is that Connor's internet went out. We recorded the first chunk of this yesterday, on Saturday, when it was already late, and now it's Sunday, and we're going to finish the TV news, and it's even later.
Yeah, this was not a good time for my internet to be a dick.
It was not, and because of that, it's looking pretty lately now that there'll be no movie news or trailer talk this week, and they'll both return next week. It's unfortunate, but it's the only way we're going to keep our schedule somewhat on track. So that kind of sucks, but hey, we've done a lot of the TV news already, so we're going to finish it so we can put it up
You're
and say,
damn right we are.
here's some TV news, enjoy that. It does mean supersized trailer talk and supersized movie news next week, so
Yeah, but we'll worry about that next week.
any consolation, you can look forward to that. But so I do remember what story that we were going on to. I think we got a little bit of this done last night, but we'll just start fresh with the start of this story. And we're starting with Netflix is putting out another Chinese original, although it sounds like it's one that they've bought in rather than one they've actually made and financed themselves. It's called The Rise of the Phoenixes, which is, I think, quite a clunky. I feel like the plural of Phoenix just feels a bit clunky to me.
No, I agree because I remember this story now. Because when you started this, another Chinese series for Netflix, I was like, did we start this? But I distinctly remember debating the plural of Phoenix. I feel like Phoeni doesn't work, obviously.
No.
I feel like it should be just like sheep. It's just Phoenix.
Yes. But then again, though, if I see the title Rise of the Phoenix, I'm not thinking plural. That sounds like a singular thing.
Yeah. But you could say that about sheep. It's just because you expect it to be a group. But I mean, if I say the 5 Phoenix.
Okay, alright. Oh, I'm following.
Maybe this is just me.
I'm following. But anyway, so Rise of the Phoenixes, it's coming on September 14th worldwide. At least outside of China. I assume China have already aired it in their own, whatever the service is. It's a 70 episode series.
70.
Yeah, 70 episodes. So I feel this is one of these things that China do where they just do the whole thing.
Pump it out. Yeah.
Well, they don't do seasons. They just do. No, we're just going. It's a 70 episode TV show. We're just going to do all 70 episodes. So here it is.
Screw you, China.
It is the story of power, desire, lust, and love amongst people from different kingdoms in ancient China, all with a desire to rising and becoming the Great Phoenix. Well, that's singular technically, but there's multiple people trying to become the Phoenix. So, Ning Yi, played by Kun, is the 6th Prince of Kingdom who hides a dark past. Feng Ziwei, played by Nini, hides her true identity and has to cross-dress to survive in the male-dominated world. Interestingly, that we had like that YouTube show recently.
Yeah.
But although this strikes me a lot more less silly. This sounds more like I can't remember her name. The American soldier who dressed up as a man so she could fight. You know, back when women weren't allowed to fight.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this feels more along those lines to me. Anyway.
It's also what's the Disney Mulan?
Yes.
I want to say that's Mulan. That she dressed as a man to fight in the army.
Is that the plot of Mulan?
Pretty sure that's Mulan.
I'll take your word for it. I'm sure I saw it as a kid, but I really can't remember anything about
Yeah,
it.
that's one I only have vague memories of, but I'm fairly sure that's Mulan.
Anyway, however, when a secret from the past rears its head, respected warrior Feng Ziyi is forced to choose between revenge and her loyalty to ruling Prince Ning Yi. So you got your, you know, classic Chinese sort of combat warrior royalty
Yeah,
driven story, which is it's pretty much its own subgenre, really, in a lot of ways.
it is. Yeah.
Um, Nothing against it. I've seen one or two movies in the genre that I find enjoyable, but that said, the thought of a 70 episode story about it.
That's the thing. If you told me here's an 8 episode season one, I might be somewhat interested. You tell me here's 70 episodes, I go, do you know what? I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, yeah. So that is The Rise of the Phoenixes, so it's coming to Netflix on September 14th. Next up, Bohemia Group Originals, a subsidiary of Hollywood management firm Bohemia Group. Oh god, that's such a boring opening sentence. Has optioned the 7 novels in Susan M. Boyer's Liz Talbot's mystery series. So it's Liz Talbot's the series. Although I don't know why they've said it's the Liz Talbot series when all the titles of the books have a consistent naming theme, which would lead to another title for the series. I'll get to that in a second. So they're going to develop as a TV show. The novels are set in South Carolina and centre on a trendy 30-year-old who unravels mysteries in the tradition of Murder, She Wrote. So the 7 books and the option... So they've referred to this as the Liz Talbot series, right? Because that's the character.
Sure.
Here's the name of the 7 books that have been optioned.
Do you need to do all 7, or can you just do a few and we'll get the idea?
I'm doing all 7.
Let's see.
Low Country Boil, Low Country Bombshell, Low Country Boneyard,
See,
Low Country Bordello, shut up, Low Country Book Club, Low Country Bonfire, Low Country Bookshop. They said bookshop already, didn't they not? I think I skipped. I think I read the last one before when I was meant to read the next one. I think I skipped ahead. I don't know what one I skipped.
7 was too many.
I don't know what I skipped. It was Boil, Bombshell, Boneyard, Bordello, Book Club, Bonfire, and Bookshop. Oh, it's Book Club. I'm confusing because there was Book Club and Bookshop.
That's it, yeah.
That's what I'm doing. So I didn't skip one. They're just so similar that
they might as well just be the same book.
So all I'm saying is, surely you refer to this as the Low Country series.
One would think.
I'm just saying, it's in every single title, right? That's all I'm saying. And Low Country Boil, the first in the series, published in 2014. They're pumping these out. It's only 4 years ago.
It's like nearly 2 a year, isn't it?
Yeah. The first series published in 2014 by Henry Press. Liz carries her Sig-9 in her Kate Spade handbag, and her golden retriever, Rhett, rides shotgun in her hybrid Escape. Is it? I've not heard of an Escape. I'm assuming it's a car here, but
yeah, I'm not familiar with it in particular. I'm assuming it's like an SUV, given everything else we're hearing here.
Okay. When her grandmother is murdered, she heads back to her South Carolina island home to find the killer. When her police chief brother shuts her out of the investigation, she opens her own. So it's very much a family affair in the first book. I assume it branches out with the the rest of the novels.
Yeah. Also, it's an SUV. It's kind of like it's one of those that's not quite a Jeep, but it's kind of going for that Jeep style, Range Rover style.
Okay.
One of those.
Excellent. Yeah, it could be alright.
I hate the sound of this character already. I couldn't watch this.
I don't know, it depends on the tone.
I feel like I was out when they described it as a trendy 30-something. Like, I'm good. I don't want this as my detective show.
You're saying that as if you're older than that, and you're like, oh, these hip little 30-year-olds. That's what you sound like right now.
No, but just I'm just saying, if a studio is describing this as trendy, it's not for me.
All right. I'm nicely into it. I feel like it's a fairly blank slate, depending on the tone and direction and so on. Do they get a good actress to play the role? Is she likeable? Big factors in enjoying this show, I would imagine. Next up, Brett Carducci and Stephen Ladden have acquired the film and TV rights to Bill Britton's The Wish Giver. I paused for a second there because his name is Britton, but it's 2 T's, so I hesitated as to how to pronounce said name. Britain. Maybe?
Yeah, it's not that weird.
Published in 1983, The Wish Giver tells the story of three children, each granted a wish. When fulfilled, turns horribly wrong. The book won a Newbery Honour citation in 1984. Carducci and Ladden intend to develop the project as an anthology in the vein of The Twilight Zone or Black Mirror, but with a youth-orientated spin on the tradition of Are You Afraid of the Dark? I grew up watching Are You Afraid of the Dark. I liked Twilight Zone and Black Mirror in my adult years. This is... comparing a lot of things I like here. There's a lot of good buzzwords been thrown around here. Each episode will take viewers through the journey of a teenager wishing for something different in his or her own life, and having that wish come true, though not entirely in the way they intended. The teen must learn a moral lesson that reverses the wish. So, it sounds a bit specific where I can see it getting really formulaic.
Yeah.
But I can see what they're going for.
Yeah, what did you say this was called?
The Wish Giver.
See, that's just if for the TV show, this is be careful what you wish for, right?
Sure.
You go with the saying that people, and they go, okay, I know what this is now.
Is there already a TV show called that, and they can't?
Does that usually stop them?
It can do. Depends. Do they expect resistance for using it? I guess is what I'd say. I guess I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here and assuming they thought of that, and there's a reason why they're not doing it, as opposed to
they just want it as a tagline, I suppose.
Yeah, no, there you go. It's on the poster. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely on the poster.
Yeah. But they're comparing it to the right things. I mean, obviously they're saying it's more teen orientated, and that's cool, which might mean it's aged under us a little bit, but they're saying a lot of the right things there.
So it's the gateway to your Black Mirror. That's what they're planning on it being.
There you go. And I didn't even mean to put these back to back, but ABC's put in development a show called Best Wishes. No relation to The Wish Giver. An hour-long fantasy drama from writer-directors David Posamentier and Jeff Moore. Best Wishes tells the story of a pragmatic, once successful man, Nick Day, who thinks the notion of wishes is a waste of time due to a personal tragedy he's recently endured, or just because he's a reasonable human being.
A grown man.
Yes, yes. But just as everything in his life is crumbling around him, things get more complicated when he's approached by a potentially crazy woman claiming to be in the business of granting wishes, and she needs Nick's help. It's not telling me this yet, but I'm getting buddy cop vibes of her having this power and him having to help her investigate something.
I can see it. If this was on Fox,
yes,
now, that'd be a guarantee. But here, I mean, probably still. Let's be honest.
Probably, yeah. So, yeah, Best Wishes. That's the news. That was the last item.
Is that the last one?
That's the last one. That's the last one. I feel weird because we started this yesterday. I can't remember if I even did a Buffy reference yet.
I'm sure you did.
You want to say that?
I'm actually relatively sure.
I can't make a Willow reference. She never granted wishes per se.
No. Stretching it a bit, aren't you? Even by your standards.
Yes. But that is the TV news of the week. I remember saying yesterday that I had a show to talk about at the end, so I can dive into that. Because I actually did watch the entire first season, and I'm actually like 4 episodes into season 2 now of the Good Place, which we actually reviewed the first 2 episodes way back when they first aired. We did the pilot because they aired them as a double. I rewatched them because it had been long enough that I was like, no, I'll just watch it again because I can't remember really much beyond the premise. And I just thought this was a sitcom to watch, and I almost went back to It's Always Sunny, and I was like, well, maybe I'll try The Good Place. I'll give that a serious whirl. It's just there, it's handy, and it's not bad. It's pretty good. It's funny. I often have a harder time getting on board with like a comedy that's so high concept. I feel like comedy for me works better when it's a little bit more grounded. But by its very nature, I think, just compare it to Make Sure's other shows, I prefer Brooklyn Nine-Nine, just to compare it directly. Although arguably that's a bit unfair because that's had like 5 seasons and Good Place is on, But
3 are we going up to? Yeah.
3's starting soon.
Yeah, it's starting like a week or 2, I think. It's pretty close.
Sometime September, yeah. And yeah, but yeah, if you don't know the premise, Kristen Bell plays well, she plays Veronica Mars usually, but she's playing Eleanor in this, and the premise is that she goes to the good place, aka heaven, and she's not really meant to be there. They've mistaken her for someone else with the same name, and she basically has to like try and pretend to be good and not be a complete awful person. Honestly, my favorite part of the show is every episode has some flashbacks to her and her life being just awful to someone, and every time it makes me laugh.
Yeah, I've seen a reasonable chunk from when my girlfriend watched through it.
Mm-hmm.
I caught the odd, 10 minutes of an episode here, 10 minutes there, sort of thing.
I'll tell you,
I quite like what I've seen, but it was when it got to the end of the first season and it did some. So I'm like, okay, I'm interested.
yeah, it's got more of a plot than most sitcoms do. There's actually cliffhangers at the end of a lot of the episodes, and the end of season 1 does kind of shake the premise a little bit. And then season 2's, I mean, I will say it's kind of predictable at times. Like, as soon as season 1 happened, the ending, I went, I know exactly what season 2 is going to be. And sure enough, season 2 has been that. But it took a couple of episodes to get to the point where they set up what this was.
Yeah, no, I've also seen the ending of season 2 as well, and they shake things up all over again.
Yeah, I've not seen the ending yet. I'm just.
I'm not gonna tell you.
I'm a few into season 2, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But yeah, if I'm comparing it to other stuff, I do tend to prefer stuff like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, or even more so than that, Parks and Rec. I think is even better. But it's solid. Like, it's solid. It has some good laughs. It's a sort of thing where, like, our friend James loves it. It's exactly the sort of thing he would love.
And you kind of understand exactly why, right?
Yes, it definitely appeals more to him than it does to me. Although I do think it's really good. Ted Danson's great in it as well. He plays the sort of the caretaker of the town, of the good place. Because it's not like it's not the entirety of heaven. It's like just the one section. They'll have it's split into towns, and he takes care of this town. And that's kind of the premise.
I do like what I've seen, but you should have watched Always Sunny. You just should have done.
Yeah, but I'll be caught up in this really soon though. Like, by the time we record the next news, I'll be caught up.
Yeah, you'll be 2 seasons into Sunny.
Possibly, it depends. We'll see.
No, you will.
We'll see. Maybe I'll watch another sitcom instead. Or I go back and watch Speechless from the start.
That's good. Also, Archer.
I'm more likely to watch It's Always Sunny than Archer.
Yeah, but Archer's also just as good. So you should watch that too.
Archer's a completely unknown quantity to me. It's just kind of over on the periphery. So,
Excellent.
Sure. But I mean, sometimes your taste is a bit funny, so I have to gauge accordingly.
It's fantastic. Commenters will tell you. People will tweet at you, be like, "Hey, Archer's great."
You don't even watch Curb Your Enthusiasm though. It's hard to trust you.
Yeah, but I don't actively dislike it. So I'm not saying, "Oh, that's bad." I'm just I've never really cared enough to watch it properly.
Anyway, so so Good Place is pretty good. It's pretty solid. Is my review. It's easy to watch. Like, I binged through it really quickly.
Yeah. But you do that with a lot of sitcoms.
Yeah, I'm always surprised. Every time I don't watch one for a while, then I'll binge a sitcom. I forget just how quickly I fly through them. Like, I mean, I did all 5 seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like 2 months ago, over like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Like, that was it.
About 2.5 weeks, I think it took you.
Yeah, that was it. It was done. I was like, shit, now I've got nothing left to watch. And there's always a sadness when I mean, Good Place is not as quite the same because it's only 2 13-episode seasons, so I'm not like, I know it's almost
You're
over.
Not so into it.
As soon as it starts, it's almost over. Whereas Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that was 5 22-episode seasons, give or take. So I'm like, by the time I got to there, I was like, oh man, I had this to watch. Every time I wanted to put something on, that was there by the next episode.
Yeah, you had a good 100-odd episodes of that.
Yeah. So that kind of stings when you get to the end, but hey. But yeah, so obviously I did TV news, and obviously I finished Sharp Objects this week. The finale happened this week. So that review is up. You can go check out that. We did Better Call Saul and Castle Rock as per usual. Also, Jack Ryan started on Amazon Prime. First episode of that review's up, and the second one will be up Actually,
Very soon.
probably before this news goes up. To be honest, I'll probably prioritize that and put that up first because we're recording that like right after this.
Man, this is already late and you're still giving it the shaft.
It's going up like back to back. Like, it's not like I'm waiting till the morning.
I know. I just want to give you shit.
So yeah, so that's the thing. And the Deuce isn't this next Sunday, is it? It's the week after.
A week on Sunday, so a week today as we're recording.
Oh, it's a week today, so it's next Sunday then. Okay.
I believe so.
All right. Okay. That's season 2 of the
Yes.
Deuce coming.
Yes, that's on the 9th.
All right, season 2 of the Deuce starting on the 9th, so you can look forward to that. Yeah. So things are happening. Shows are kind of spilling up. So very busy. Very busy. And worth mentioning, this is obviously not TV, but we did start a new thing this week where I specifically wrote a scripted review for a movie for summer of '84, and then recorded it with edited images and stuff. It's a new thing that will mostly movies, I think, but there's nothing to say it couldn't spread to other content. It does not mean that there won't be the typical thing. Like, in terms of the movies, obviously we've had 1.21 gigawatts or whatever for a long time. This doesn't replace that. In fact, some movies will get both the edited spoiler-free review plus the usual discussion that's 40 minutes to an hour or whatever.
One coming up very soon will be getting that treatment, I believe.
I believe so. Assuming Matt has got time to do it, we will be.
Yeah, I believe he watched the movie today. So.
Oh, well, there you go. So we probably will have both for a movie in the next week. The second written review. The written review for that is already quite far along in the progress, so that's happening. Does take a lot more work though, so I wouldn't expect more than one a week, and then not always one either. Like, some weeks may not have one because there's just not a movie to do that week. Or whatever, but that's cool. So just check that out and see what you think. It's the first thing we've ever done scripted, I think, on the channel.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it is. Obviously, because it's just a 5-minute video, it is just YouTube. If you're listening to the audio feeds, it's just on the YouTube channel. You can go find it there. But have a look-see. But yeah, so here we are, plugging time. Patreon.com/MailFuzzTV, of course, is the big thing to plug. If you want to support the show and the channel and everything we do here, head over there. You get some bonuses, you get some exclusive content, some stuff early, so on and so forth. And you can do that over there. And mostly you just feel warm and fuzzy inside because you're just supporting us. But you can do that. You can also support us, of course, by watching the ads on YouTube, turn off your ad block, like, subscribe, comment, all those things, share us about on Twitters and all that jazz. All of that stuff does help. Twitter's at @mailed_fuzz for channel updates. You can also get me at Wibble89. You can get Connor at ConnorRyan94. And I think that's everything. I think I promoted everything worth promoting.
It's going to be a long night. Oh boy.
Well, suck it up. They get it in pieces. You have to deal with it in one go.
Yeah, I'm hoping this is just warming up, and you'll be fine next time.
That has been the TV news, guys. Thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching the TV. Have you got any vanilla?